I called the police on my teenage nephew for assaulting my kids, and my family disowned me. I was upstairs folding laundry when I heard my 6-year-old daughter Emma screaming from the backyard. Not the normal playground scream, but pure terror that made my blood freeze. I ran to the window to see my 15-year-old nephew Dylan holding Emma upside down by her ankles, shaking her violently while she sobbed and begged him to stop. "Put her down right now," I yelled, but Dylan just laughed and shook her harder. Emma's face was turning red, tears streaming upward into her hair. My 4-year-old son was pressed against the fence, crying and trying to hide from his older cousin who was supposed to be babysitting them. I ran outside and found Dylan had finally dropped Emma, who was now curled up on the grass holding her head. "What is wrong with you?" I demanded. Dylan shrugged like nothing happened. She was being annoying. I was just playing with her. Emma's wrists had red marks where he'd grabbed her, and she was dizzy from being shaken. 20 minutes later, my sister Karen arrived to pick up Dylan. I explained what happened, expecting her to be horrified. Instead, she rolled her eyes. "Emma's being dramatic. Dylan was just roughhousing. Boys will be boys." I stared at her in disbelief. "Karen, he could have seriously hurt her. Look at these marks." Karen glanced at Emma's injuries dismissively. "Those are nothing. Dylan's had worse from sports. Emma needs to toughen up." She ruffled Dylan's hair affectionately. "Come on, baby. Let's go home." Dylan smirked at me as they walked away. 3 days later, Karen dropped Dylan off again despite my protests. "He apologized," she lied. "Give him another chance. Family forgives family." The moment her car pulled away, Dylan's demeanor changed completely. The fake smile disappeared. "Your kids are weak," he told me matter-of-factly. "Someone needs to toughen them up." Before I could respond, he grabbed my son by the shirt and lifted him off the ground. "Stop crying, or I'll give you something to really cry about." My 4-year-old was dangling there, terrified. I forced Dylan to release my son. "Touch my children again and you're leaving immediately." Dylan laughed in my face. "You can't do anything to me. My mom will just bring me back. And if you try to stop me, I'll tell everyone you hit me first." That's when Dylan walked over to Emma, who was playing quietly with her dolls, and deliberately stepped on her hand with his full weight. Emma's scream of pain echoed through the house as her tiny fingers got crushed under his sneaker. "Oops," Dylan said with a smile. "Accident." I was already dialing 911. "I need officers at my house immediately. My nephew has been physically abusing my children and just deliberately injured my 6-year-old. Dylan's confident expression faltered. "You can't call the cops on family," he said, but his voice had lost its cockiness. The officers took one look at Emma's swollen hand, my son's bruises, and Dylan's complete lack of remorse, and immediately understood. "Ma'am, do you want to press charges for child abuse?" I looked at my injured children, then at Dylan, who was still playing victim. "Yes, full charges." Within an hour, my phone was exploding with family calls. Karen screamed that I'd destroyed her son's future over normal kid behavior. My mother begged me to drop charges because this will ruin Dylan's college prospects. The family group chat became a war zone with everyone defending Dylan. "He's just a teenager," they said. "Boys roughhouse. Family handles things privately. You're destroying a child's life over bruises that will heal." But nobody mentioned Emma's crushed fingers or my 4-year-old's nightmares. All they cared about was protecting Dylan from consequences. Karen filed a restraining order against me, claiming I was unstable and dangerous. My own sister painted me as the aggressor. The family supported her version and refuses to speak to me. Dylan was convicted of child abuse and given community service plus anger management.